This is going to be a quick tutorial on building for Android. So first things first, you need to go over to your installs and make sure that you actually have Android build support enabled. So if you go to your version that you're currently using, head over to add modules, check the Android build support as well as the two sub options here, so the SDK, the NDK, and the JDK. Now the SDK, this is very handy since before you would have to add it through Android Studio, and with that Unity had a bit of an issue sometimes when Google would go and rename or name one of their versions with a letter in it, and Unity was like, well, what the hell are you doing, and didn't know how to use it. So this helps a lot because now we know it's a Unity tested and tried SDK. We don't have any issues with that. So once that has been installed, then you can go over to your project and change the platform over here to Android. You can also do this in Unity, of course. And then you'll need to go ahead and just wait for it to recompile the library for Unity made for Android. Alright, so my project is going to open now. So let's just go ahead and at the top here, we are now using Android. If we go over to project settings and then to player, you'll see first of all your company name. This does need to be changed. Unity or Android will complain if you use the default name there. So
we stay up to watch the sun go down.
Product name.
Stay in bed to watch the world go round.
Cool. Then down over here,
Time is hanging
you've got icons that you can add in directly over here, which you'll obviously need at some stage.
life's
You can also just add
suspension.
in a default icon here, so let's add that one for instance.
Sunlight rushes in as I touch
Under
your
here,
skin.
don't
No, I don't want you to go.
except for, this is quite useful for phones
Slipping through the
that
day.
are like 8K. Some of the newer phones are quite high for their phones. So what you can do is actually set a fixed DPI rather to like 150.6, which is higher than your usual screen. So your usual screen is at 72 DPI. So if you kind of double that, actually make it more straightforward. Then you've got a pretty dense pixel density there, but you're also saving on a lot of performance that doesn't have to render at full resolution then. So that'll scale down the resolution a bit to give you better performance. around this if you are getting issues with rendering, frame drops, that sort of stuff. Try this, see if it helps. Light map encoding if you are doing light maps for mobile. Oh right, okay, so here, this API compatibility, you definitely want to upgrade this to the .NET 4.x standard. 2.0 has actually been deprecated by Unity themselves, so it's actually strange that it was still there by default. So make sure that's on .NET 4.x, and Unity will take care of just plugging that in. You can see it's flashing a bit. This incremental garbage collection, super useful so that you don't get one frame hangups whilst Unity gets rid of all the garbage. So what it'll do is rather do that over multiple frames. So yeah, have that on by default for all your projects. Okay, getting API levels here. Okay, cool. So Android they keep increasing the target API level for security reasons. So every time they come out with a new version of Android, it comes with a whole host of upgrades, obviously. So generally your target API needs to be the highest possible. So in this case, the automatic setting is fine. And then your minimum API level, this depends on what your application really is. If your application is using newer technologies or newer features of Android, such as ARCore, then you'll need to see what the minimum Android version requirement is for using that SDK, and then select that as your minimum API level. Otherwise, yeah, support the oldest and see how it goes. What else is here? Right, install internet access. So if you do need to pull in data from the internet for your application, obviously you have to say it's a requirement then, or it can operate with or without it. Going further down, this is the input system. So use the new input system. The new input system comes with a whole host of touch inputs and gyro input and accelerometer input directly built into the input system, so you don't have to write it yourself most of the time. You can add it, and it's got a bunch of pre-processors and post-processors in it as well. I'll show you that just now. Going further down, if we go over to publishing settings, so this is where you need to create something called a key. So if we go and create a brand new key store, there we've got the debug one. So the debug one will allow you to build directly to device, no problem, just for testing purposes. But when you are ready to deploy to the store, you actually have to create a legitimate key store. And the thing with this key store is you do not lose this key store. This key store is important because it's the only one that can be used to create this application. Once your application goes live on the store, you can only ever use that key store from there on. Otherwise, you have to actually delete the whole application from the store and upload a brand new, basically, application entirely. So make sure you keep this in the same place, put it online, we go. I guess we could have selected that, but okay, so that is now selected over here. It does create an alias as well, so you can have multiple aliases if you want in one key store. Yeah, that is it. And if you are doing AR stuff, then you would have to check that on, or if you're doing mobile virtual reality, check that on. So like if you're building for the Oculus Quest, for instance, the Oculus Quest runs on Android, so you would do this entire thing and virtual reality on there. Cool, so that's it for the build settings. So let's actually just put in something basic here. Let's put in a plane, rather a quad, and let's just scale it way up, and add the checker. Devices have a habit of not showing up there at all. Maybe this one will. This is a Huawei. Nope, okay, never mind. So we're gonna have to just build first and then dump it on the device. So let's just make a little build folder and give it a descriptive name. So a version number and then a build number over here, and save that out. There's also now a new thing that Unity's added called the device simulator. So check out Unity.
settings, under player, other settings, there is first of all this package name over here. So this package name has to correspond with the package name you give on the Play Store. It always follows the same reverse format of an address on both iOS and Android, any application, even Windows platform. So you have to go com dot company name or studio name dot and then the product name. Then the version. So this version is quite important. You want to start at 0.1 for your main application until it's been tested. Basically, most of your projects are going to be staying in 0.1 for the remainder of this year. Only once it's reached a stable version, a demo, then you can call it version 1 perhaps. But otherwise, so this version is not going to change, but this version, the bundle version code, this is basically your build, number of builds you're doing. So if you install an application on an Android device, or actually any mobile device, and this version code is the same, it's going to say, or it's going to recognize the application as exactly the same version. So every time you make a build, you need to go and increase this number. So yeah, don't forget to increase that number and keep that matching whatever build number you are specifying in your naming over here as well. So that would need to match. So that would be 3 and that would be 3. So important to keep iterating that. If you're doing really fast testing, you're just tweaking some settings here and there, and you don't want to be increasing this version code every time, then you'll have to just make sure you're deleting the application off your testing device and then loading the new version up.